Can you hear me okay, madam? Hello?
Yes.
You can? Okay. Started the YouTube, but it's just shunning it. Video is private. Okay. So let's get started. So today, we've been talking about, last week we spoke about relative truth and then absolute truth. And what does it mean in terms of how we need to track it from progress perspective? What does sadhana means and how do I get into sadhana and what type of sadhana I need to do, right? So now let's assume that the understanding is there in terms of how we are looking at things. My understanding is, I wanted to get the relative truth. Then I have to use my mind as an option and use the power of my mind to be able to manifest anything what I want. Then the second aspect of it is where you are actually manifesting things based upon the absolute truth, where you are looking for the truth and truth alone, which is peace, happiness, and getting out of suffering, whatever may be the suffering, you want to get out of that. Then the option is for us to take the absolute path, absolute truth. So we spoke about the differences, how and why you have so many different meditation practices out there. Any meditation practice, right? The Bhairava Tantra talks about 112 different meditation practices, out of which any of that, any one you take it, it either falls into the power of mind, which is Yadbhavam Tadbhavati, or Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, which is the ultimate truth. All 112 will fall into one category or other. It cannot be like one thing can get you everything, right? But there is one meditation that takes you from start to finish as one step, just one step. And that step is what we use, which is called breath meditation. In breath meditation, you start with observing the breath and you go to the ultimate state. Even the samadhi, right? Sampragnata, asampragnata samadhi. The highest order is asampragnata, nirvikalpa samadhi. All that is attained only with this one step. What you start observing your breath, that itself will take you there. In other practices, you will see different trends. There may be step 1, step 2, step 3. In Kriya Yoga, you will have to go through 64 different types of steps as you gain more, experience, or as you have more expertise into a particular step, you go to the next step. And then that is how some of those yogic practices are laid out. But ultimately, once you have the definition, once you understand what you want in your life, then everything else will start to transform towards it. If I want something that is material, I'm not looking for truth. I just want to get something. Then I do a manifestation and visualization. On the other hand, if I want the truth and truth alone, matters to you, then you seek the breath meditation and you go deeper on that. So always understand there is no right or wrong here. Every practice has its purpose, its limits. So we just have to understand in a deeper level as to what we are looking for and what we want to get out of it. And that is where a lot of confusion outside. People are not actually spending time to understand what they want. In one time or in one incident, they want mind power. In other incident, they want truth. It doesn't work that way. Either you want that absolute truth that pulls you out from the suffering, or you want to continue to suffer but yet get success intermittently based upon your desires and whatnot you want to manifest. So as you start to progress in this path of relativity, there are a lot of things that you start to see that ultimately takes you into the absolute path. So when you start off from your soul journey, coming from the early stages, from your youth, from coming into the older stage, matured soul, and then become the old soul. At that point is when you start to embrace the truth. What is the truth behind life? What is truth behind everything? What is happening? Until that time, it is all about living the life holistically, right? I want to have a happy, contented life. I wanted to get 100 of my desires taken care. I want a wealthy, uh, good relationship, good family, good wealth, good good companionship with whomever I contact or work with. I want great power. A lot of these things, as you keep doing it, life after life, life after life, life after life, at some point during your soul journey, when you reach the old soul, you will start to question. You will start to think that, is this all what life is about, or is there something else beyond that? And that is when absolute truth comes into play. Until that time, it is all about pleasures, 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 the worldly pleasures, the devisely pleasures, and all that. So now let us assume that we have attained a state of balance, and we are at a point where we are getting out of the manifestation period and getting into the absolute truth. How do I track that? How do I look at it? How do I process it? Right? That is the fundamental and number one question that we all have to ask ourselves. Right? How do I get that? One is, after repeated experiences of material world, you get a little frustrated and you start to think, what's the beyond? Number two, you have been struck in this and you have no way to go other than to get out of it. Number two. Number three, which is naturally you developed interest on the truth and you want to proceed there. Number four, which is all more realistic, is you are done. I'm done with my world, right? I want to get to that higher state. I want some kind of power. I want some kind of siddhi. I want some kind of, attainment. Whatever that 1, 2, 3 things that's holding you, you want to go there. And that's when you go there. Now, when I look at my relative life that is happening in the material world, there is always a pull and push happening in my life, flight and fright, right? Flight or fight. Either I escape from situations or fight the situations. I don't have a way to accept situations. Flight or fight response. But what is that's changing when I come to absolute path? The fundamental difference that we draw from a relative path to absolute path is all about accepting things. In the relative path, you are blaming everyone else other than you, because you are interacting with the society, interacting with your near and dear relationships, everything, whatever you're looking for. So what happens naturally, there is a tendency that you develop within your state of mind that something happens because of external factors. You always blame the external factors, whether it is the family, persons, or things, or situations, or events, or incidents, or something triggering, nature, whatever may be that one thing, you will always find an excuse. It's a flight or fight response. You'll always either escape or you fight it. You're saying that, no, it's not me, someone else. But once you start getting into the absolute path, It is all about you and you alone. There is nobody else. It is this one divine oneness that you are part of. Everyone else is part of that divine oneness. So you start to accept things as they are. You don't blame anybody at that point. There is no blaming game here. It is all about accepting. It is all about understanding that I am responsible for my own deeds. I am creating my own reality. I create my reality. Nobody else creates it. So if I take an example of Ramayana, when you start to look at Lord Rama, Sita, the way they have been, asked to go into the forest, stay there for 14 years. If you look at it from a relative path, you will quickly draw conclusions. Very quickly, you'll draw conclusions that Dasarada was so bad that he had sent his own kid out. You will feel that Kaikeyi, her stepmother, she's the one who instigated these boons and she's the one who made Rama to go, and then you will draw conclusions very, 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 very immediately that it is because of those individuals, Rama and Sita and Lakshmana, they have to suffer this 14 years of, seclusion and all that. But what does the absolute reality say about it? Have we ever started to look at it? What is the truth? Yes, I read about Ramayana. I got this context of Sita. I got this context of Rama and Lakshmana going into the forest, and this whole episode of Dasarada giving the boon and all that, right? But if you really look at the truth behind it, Rama came to this earth for that very purpose. All these entities, whether it is Dasarada, Kaikeyi, Mandhara, whoever played the role in making sure Rama and Lakshmana and Sita goes to forest, they all are the mediums through which it happened. And the reality, the truth behind it is Rama himself came to earth for that purpose. That is his will. I created. Rama knows very clearly that I create my own reality. And that is the reason he never ever complained. If you go back and look at Ramayana, you will never see Rama complaining on anything. Why? Because he is Satya Purusha. He is a truth seeker and a truth enlightened master. So he understands it is not for something else or someone else that is making me go through or suffer. It is my own decisions. It is my own design. It is my own free will that things are happening. So if I bring this one context and try to compare from a relative path to the absolute path, you start to quickly understand that in a relative sense, you are blaming everybody other than you. You are blaming the situation. You are blaming the parents, the father here, Dasarada, and the mother, Kaikai, and then anything and everything contributing to that, except for the fact that you never will accept that it is because of your own will you are going when you are at the relative level. But when you have that maturity and you understand the big picture and you no longer want to fight it, you start to relax and come back and think about it, that this world is a reflection of my own views and ideas and my thinking. The world is what I am seeing today is because of my reflection. So quickly you start to realize that. So I just want to put an example out there, right? That way we can do a parallel comparison. So what happens is something you start to think that this is how it is going to be, now suddenly shifts into an absolute way and gives you a different perspective. Now there is nobody to blame here. Rama came to earth to go to forest for 14 years, to get closer to Ravana and then kill him. That's his purpose. That's why he came to earth. So had it not been for Kaikai, had it not been for Dasarada, who were the mediums here, pull the strings, Rama would never, ever would have gone to forest. The purpose would have been defeated. Number two, if he would have stayed in the kingdom and became a Raja, he would have never become a god. Right? Why do I worship Ram? Because of his godly nature. Whatever the qualities a typical god does have. He has all of them. How did he get it? He met all the Maharshis, Rajarshis, Brahmarshis in the forest. He did Brahmacharya. He did whatever tapasya, whatever he needs to do to get and attain that state of God. He has practiced all of those in these 14 years of his journey. And that's why Rama is Lord Rama. He's no longer Rama, the King Rama. He's Lord Rama. The reason for that is this forest time for 14 years gave him the opportunity. So now if you look at it this way, it's just a shift of the view. I am thinking that it is because of these external factors this whole thing happened. But if you really look at the other way around, truth, what it is because of my internal reflection, these external factors came in play. When you have this perspective, you no longer complain, you no longer judge, you no longer interfere. You let everything happen at its own pace. There is nothing for you to run around. There is nothing for you to, push, or there is nothing for you to say that this has to be this way or that has to be that way. Everything is happening at its own pace. Everything is good. Everything has to be in it. Everything is in its place. Everything, whatever is happening to you, it is happening for your own growth. That is truth. So to get to that reality is what this sadhana is all about. Why am I doing this sadhana? To get to that state. Sa plus dhana, sadhana. Sa means satya. Satya, dhana. You are accumulating the wealth of truth. That's what it means. The wealth of pleasures you accumulate in your material life. But in truth, what happens? You are accumulating the wealth of truth. And that is what is called sadhana. Sadhanat sadhyate sarvam. That's what Vedas talk about, right? Sadhanat sadhyate sarvam. There is nothing that you cannot achieve with sadhana, without sadhana. There is everything you can achieve with sadhana. It's both ways. You can't achieve the greater things without sadhana. You can do miraculous and wonderful things with sadhana. So sadhanat sadhyate sarvam. Everything can be achieved with sadhana. What is that sadhana? The sadhana of truth. It is not about doing penance to keep my mind calm, to keep my focus on my breath, to keep my, awareness, to do one aspect of astral travel, to do third eye. It is not all about that. It is about being in the truth, the very truth that brings me out of this misery, this worrisome world, takes me out of this whole exercise of daily routines. Whatever I'm doing from morning till night, I'm out of all that. I'm just enjoying every moment to be in the truth, to be in the wisdom of the truth, to be in surrender of the truth, to be in close association with that divine oneness. And that's what this sadhana is all about. That is why it is very, very critical, at least in my view, that each and every one of us, if I want to become a sadhaka, one who does sadhana is a sadhaka. We have to sit, we have to understand, we have to take a deeper look at ourselves to say, what do I want? What do I want? You want worries, you will get worries. You want peace, you will get peace. You want truth, you will get truth. You want suffering, you will get suffering. You want death, you will get death. One way or other, universe has a way to give it back. So always start with that question, what do I want? I want to do this sadhana. What am I getting out of this sadhana? What do I want from this? I want peace, I want happiness, I want to come out of suffering, I want wealth, I want power, I want relationship to better, I want happy life, whatever those 1, 2, 3 things, if you are able to draw that and then put them in line to the relative path versus absolute path, you will clearly understand how to proceed, how to look at things, how to bring that perspective. And that is the most important thing that we miss in our daily lives, both in our practice as well as in our daily life. Because I am wandering with no awareness. I don't know what I want. I'm always on the road. I'm always looking for things, but I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm always hearing things, but I don't know what I exactly want to hear. I go eat everywhere. I don't know what is good, what is bad. I don't have any clue, right? Every aspect of my interaction with my world, I do things inadvertently without any awareness. What is happening? Because of that, I am accumulating lot of karma. Knowingly or unknowingly, I am accumulating tons of karma. And this is the reason I am not able to progress to my next state, next phase of my life. From now to then, I cannot go. I'm not able to get to the next step because my own karma, whatever I have created, whatever I am seeing, whatever I am doing, whatever I am eating, whatever I am hearing, everything is coming back to me as karma and it is blocking my progress. I may challenge myself that I don't want this kind of life. I want a better life. But in saying so, are we really spending time in doing, in thinking, in saying, in being? Is it the case? No, it is not the case. I want a better life. Every one of us will say, from where I stand today, I want a better life. Each and every one of us have this, that urge, that desire within us. This is not the life I want. I want a better life. I want to be a wishful thinking, right? I want to be in that state. I want to get third eye. I want to get, if you're a yogi, you want to go next level to Gnani, right? If you are a Rajarshi, you want to become a Maharshi. If you are a pleasure person, you want to become the wealthiest of the ones. If you are in a power, you want the highest of this power. If you have relationships, you want to have an absolute relationship with everybody, right? Wherever you attach yourself to, you always want to excel or be that first and second and third positions, right? To make sure that you are the one, you are the one, you are the one. Every one of us have this tendency in our mind. And the reason why it doesn't happen is because what you think and what you do, what you talk, what you hear, they don't align. There is absolutely no work whatsoever that you need to become that one thing that what you want. How badly you need this. That's where the problem comes in. If you don't understand the way you want to live your life, if you don't understand what is the meaning of truth, if you don't understand what is happiness, if we don't understand what is peace, what happens? You are always running, spinning yourself, not knowing what is the real state. Where do I stop? Is there any moment in my life where I will say that, yes, I have achieved it. I am done now. Is there any opportunity for you to say that I got what I needed? Now I need to rest. Constantly, there is a push and pull happening within our system. Constantly. There is absolutely no control whatsoever. Why the push is happening, why the pull is happening, we are just spectator to the event. You have no control whatsoever. None of us have control. It is because of lack of practice, lack of understanding, lack of discipline, lack of structural behaviors that we need to adopt ourselves, right? With nothing, I want to get everything. With everything, eventually you want to become nothing. Both are extremes, right? In the previous, in the previous yugas, Dwapara or Satya Yuga, you see a lot of these rajas who actually leave everything and then go and then Samrajyam, Bhojyam, Swarajyam, Vairagyam, Parameshwaram, Rajyam, Maharadipatcham. What does it mean? They wantedly leave their wealth, their kingdom, their family, their relationship, the power that they are enjoying, everything they leave. And then they go into forest and then they say, this whole thing, whatever I've got, it did not give me the peace. It did not give me the happiness. It did not help me understand my purpose. So I am letting it go. And sitting here under this palm tree in the forest, trying to know who I am, how to get peace, how to be happy. Look at Gautam Buddha. Look at all the great masters who have left their families, wealth, everything for the sake of knowing that one thing: truth, happiness, suffering, come out of suffering. We are all fortunate to the fact that you don't have to be like Gautam Buddha, because the man has figured it out for you. He has already gone through 6 years of deep penance, looking at one meditation technique after other. He tried so many different techniques and eventually found the Anapanasati, the breath meditation. And he says, this is the answer to all the problems. If you are able to practice this one thing, all your problems are solved in life. You will not see a problem. Forget about solving a problem. You don't even see a problem, because your life will be so beautiful, so wonderful, that one such practice you bring into your life starts to shift. You are in the auto cruise mode now. You don't need to worry at all for anything. So if I start to embrace my life and start to look at some of these aspects as to what is good, what is bad, what is relative, what is absolute, how do I do things, the way I do things, do I do this type of penance, do I do that type of penance, all that is all about comparing and trying to become the better version of ourselves. But there is only one best version of ourselves, that is accepting everything as it comes to us. Our life is our own design. We architected our own life. How many of us are willing to accept that? When you accept it, you have to stand by it. If you accept it, you will never go in front of God. None of us. If any of us here are accepting it, the fact that I accept my life as it comes to me because I created the reality. I am responsible for my life. When you have that deeper understanding, you will never bow in front of God saying, help me. There is nobody to help you, because you created this reality. You don't want it, you recreate it some other way. You have the power to recreate it some other way. But do not look for answers outside. That's not truth. There is a distinct difference for you to start looking answers outside versus looking deeper to know why this happened and how do I shift. The more and more we start to understand the relationship between the relative truth and the absolute truth, we will start to realize very, very quickly that relative truth is a temporary thing. It is kind of a temporary relief, a temporary comfort, a temporary satisfaction that your mind is enjoying in that very moment. Right after that, a day, couple of days, whatever may be the scenario, the mind is back to its own state of suffering. This is what Gautam Buddha talks about. It is because of this desires, you are suffering. Because desires come to you in a natural way and you don't have a way to control it. Because I listen so much of crap every day. I see so much of crap every day. I do so much of crap every day. And when that hits me inside and then come and sit in meditation, what is happening? You are always fighting with your own trash. There is no room for your development. There is no room for you to grow beyond the state, because that it is always every day you are sitting, you are trashing, you are trashing, you are trashing. What are you trashing? You are trashing your own trash. You have so much trash here because you heard so many things that you should not. You did. There were two people quarreling. You heard gossiping. Some two people sitting around the corner. They were talking about some of your neighbor. You sat and you enjoyed the conversation because of the third person talk. What happened? That trash came to you. Okay. As long as it was outside, it was okay. You brought that in by listening into the conversation through your ears. It is now inside you. Now what happened? There is a trash inside. This trash has to go. Once you, with that, you come and sit in meditation, what is going to happen? This trash is going to come out. You will remember this trash. You will talk about this trash. All thoughts, this trash is going to be all about. So what is happening? Even your sadhana, even your penance is not working because you have so much of trash that you accumulated over a period of time. So some of them talk about this aspect that I am sitting in meditation for hours and hours. Why is it not working for me? The reason it is not working for you is very simple. After doing your meditation, you are struck with the trash. You have so much of trash, garbage that you are carrying every day from morning till night. Let's suppose you are doing night meditation. Till morning till night, you are accumulating trash. You are seeing things that you should not see. You are hearing things that you should not hear. You are talking stuff that you should not be talking. What is happening? All the trash is coming and sitting with you. In the evening, freshly you take a bath, you have that beautiful mindset that I'm going to have an excellent time. You sit in meditation. What is happening? The trash is what is coming out. So you are fighting your own trash every day. There is no room of improvement. There is no room for you to go to the next level. So even after 1 year, 2 years, you are still stuck with your own trash because every day you are accumulating. There is a saying in the practice that if you are not meditating for 1 day, you are losing 7 days of your energy. 7 days. Can you believe? If today I have an excuse for not taking my trash out, then this trash is going to hit me for 7 days. That is how it works. It is absolutely essential that no matter who comes, who goes, who stays, who leaves, we have to do meditation every day. Every single day, you have to let the trash out from your mind. The more trash you put it out, the easier and a happier and a peaceful life you will get. The reason my mind is wandering between past and future is because of trash. When I go into the past, I suffer. When I go into the future, I fear. My life is all about suffering and fearing. That's it. There is nothing else. There is no life for me. I am a dead animal living on human body. The reason why we say dead animal is because there is no intelligence in me. I'm not using intelligence. Pasunam narajarma durlabam. It is not easy to get a human-like animal birth. Because in humans, we have intelligence. I am not using it. then you are no different than an animal. So without sadhana, we are zero. We are animals. Because only in that sadhana, you develop your intelligence. You develop the deeper understanding of who you are, why you are here, where you want to go from here, why things are happening to you, what brought you to this world, where do you go from here. All those basic questions will be answered when you do this sadhana. So if I am not able to do sadhana, then I don't have a life. We can always argue the fact that I was born to earth to eat. I was born in this earth to enjoy pleasures. I was born in this earth to have a wonderful sleep. I was born in this world to have great relationship. Did it ever occur to any of us that I was born on this earth to do sadhana? And that's the truth. That alone is the truth. Everything else is false. Everything else is trash. But what happens? Once I open my eyes in this beautiful world, I forget my past. I forget my roots. I forget my true identity and get struck with this false reality. The so-called world, my mother, my sister, my brother, where are they coming? Where are they going? Kate kanta kaste putra samsaro yamativa vichitra. Kasyatvam kak uta ayataha tattvam chintiha tadiha brata. Where did they come from? Who is your mother? Who is your father? Where are they coming? Who are you, by the way? Where did you come from? Kuta ayata. Kame janani kome tata. Iti paribhava sarvamata. Wherever, whichever way you look at it, this fundamental question is always there with every one of us. Every one of us. We are born with this knowledge, but yet we continue to refuse to accept or refuse to believe that there is something out there that is running this entire universe, including me as this body system. I am not aware all the time that there is a higher power that is governing this entire system. I'm not aware. What good it is to have that power when I'm not aware of it? There's no good. Nothing can come to me as good when I'm not aware of it. I am stuck in my own false realities. All the temporary pleasures, they are bringing suffering day in, day out, day in, day out. We are going through so much of suffering every day, going through all these things. Why can't we just wake up and say, there is this greater power that is running this? Why should I not know about this greater power? This greater power is nothing that's outside. It is inside me. I am that greater power. When do we start to realize that? Do we have time to even spend to realize what we are? So when we start to shift our realities from the relative truth to the absolute truth, slowly the transformation starts within us. Things that used to matter a lot now no longer matter to you. Things that you used to hang along quite a bit, you no longer feel to be around that. Things you used to enjoy, you no longer feel like you enjoy them. Things you want to be in company of, or persons, company of your personal choice, you no longer enjoy that company. Why? The shift started inside. You have asked the right questions. What is the truth? Who am I? Where am I going? What is my purpose? Why am I here right now? Why are we here in this session today? So, this journey, this thinking, this doing, this feeling, at some point in our lifetimes, every one of us will go through it. Every one of us, irrespective of who that is, whether it is coming from mineral kingdom, it is coming from plant kingdom, it is coming from animal kingdom, and it is coming from human kingdom, as part of the soul evolution process, law of progression, we will all go through this. The drama has to end with you knowing the truth. The sooner you know the truth, the faster you get out of this life, the suffering, and the greater the happiness and enjoyment and peace. So, as much as I start to look at it, I have to start to slowly have this basic understanding as to what do I need? What do I need in my life? What am I running around for? Why am I racing from morning till night? Day after day, hour after hour, day after day, week after week, month after month, quarter after quarter, year after year. What am I racing for? What do I want? If you say, I want truth, then you bring your attention to the truth. Wherever your attention goes, your energies go. And that is what will manifest. If you say, I don't want truth, I want to live in this false reality of relationships, power, wealth, temporary pleasures, so be it. That is all you will enjoy temporarily. A day will come, that whole thing will go away. There is a new life that will come in front of you with suffering. So the sooner I start to understand and the sooner I bring myself into this reality, the faster the transformation is. And that is why you have Vedas, Vedantas, the scriptures, all the Rishis, Maharshis, all the gurus, they are talking. They don't get anything by talking to you, but why they are spending time in talking to you or me? It's because they are actually living in the truth. They are the living embodiment of the truth. And they are sharing their experience with us, saying that the life that you are looking at is not the real life. You are in an eggshell. It will break. It is meant to break. A day will come when the whole shallow thing will break. You will be left with nothing. It is inevitable. There is no question of how. The only question is when. When is it gonna break? So start to wake up, my dear friends. Start to wake up. We all have to wake up and start to look at our own selves and understand what is my purpose? Where am I going? What do I need? What do I want? So the moment you ask these questions, what is going to happen is you will start to come back to the roots. That's the point. The point here is not about asking this question for sake of asking it. Like the way I want to go do a party, what time is good? Is evening good time or afternoon good time? How many of us need to go there? It is not like asking these questions. It is about you are really shifting your a true shift of energies will happen where you are in this false reality. Suddenly these questions, once you pose and you want to go deeper, you are coming down all the way to the root. Now you start to really flush out everything, and at that point nothing matters to you. Trying to understand, okay, why am I here, what is the truth? You're like, your mind becomes so calm and so centered. that you come back to your roots and you ask the questions. And that's when the journey starts. That's when you'll see the beauty of life. That's when you'll start to embrace every situation. There is no good situation, there is no bad situation. You see life as learning. Everything in this world is learning. Somebody came and slapped me. It's a learning. Somebody hit me. It's a learning. My vehicle went and ditched somewhere, right? Or I crashed to a wall. It's a learning. Don't blame the circumstances. Don't blame the individuals within circumstances. Don't blame your past. Don't blame your future. The only thing, all these things are coming together is for you to learn. Like I said earlier, the Ramayana, how you need to look at it, that shift has to come. We need to work towards that shift, my dear masters. And the best way to have that shift is through meditation. Period. If you have those energies within you, that shift will always continue. The moment you lose energies, you are stuck. It is like today, my kid came home. I did not get a chance to do meditation. You should not be saying it like that. You should be saying, today, my kid came home. I lost my peace. I lost an opportunity to be happy. I am suffering. That is how you should say to yourself. Because what is meditation? The outcome of meditation is peace, happiness, coming out of suffering. Right? That's truth. So if you have not done meditation, you should not say, I did not get time to do meditation today. That's wrong. Because you don't understand the impact of it. The way you should tell yourself is, today I lost my happiness. Today I am not peaceful. Today I was suffering. Then what happens? 2 days later, third day later, fourth day later, you will start to realize very quickly that external circumstances does not matter. I have to meditate, period. No matter what, I have to meditate. Today, my kid came. 1 week later, you will say, today, my kid came. I was happy. I was peaceful. I wasn't suffering. Even though he was going through a lot. What made you say this in 1 week shift? Meditation. When you have meditation, the trash can no longer exist. Trash is going out. Otherwise, you are the storage bin for the trash. Every day, you are storing trash. Please understand, we are the storage bin. Your mind is a storage bin. You are bringing lot of trash every day, morning till night. If you don't clean this trash, what happens? It starts to smell. It starts to become ugly. You yourself cannot face your own mind at some point. You yourself get frustrated. Why my mind is doing this? Why I'm getting these thoughts? Why is that I am not able to come back? You know, all those beautiful things, whatever you imagine that you would want to have, you will never have them because the trash is struck. So as we start to practice, as we start to bring meditation and slowly get from this relative truth towards the absolute truth, we start to understand the way of living. That is spirituality. You'll understand the way of living. How do I live my life? The question is, am I living my life today? Absolutely not. Because it's my mind that's living my life today. But once you embrace these things, once you accept it, once you bring this sadhana, sat plus dana, sadhana, into your life, what happens? That shift happens. And only through this, And only through this alone can give us that freedom. This alone can give us that freedom. There is nothing else in this world that can give us that liberty, that freedom, what you are looking for, the liberation. Coming out of your sorrows, coming out of your worries, coming out of your miseries, coming out of your agonic moments. This is the relief. Any questions? I know this is a deep subject, but I gave you a overview kind of a thing.
I really enjoyed Anilji's super message.
Super, good man.
Got a lot of clarity. Lot of questions got answered today.
Very nice. Yeah. So the more we start to embrace and look the life, the better we come out of those things that are holding us, dragging us down, right? Making us feel, I cannot do this. I am not the one. Why is this happening to me? All those things are gone.
I have one question, Anilji.
Please, go ahead.
You mentioned about like if you skip one day of meditation, you accumulate something. You said like 7 days of something. What is that? Can you repeat that again?
So what happens every day? You are trashing a lot of this baggage of thoughts, right? The trash.
Yes,
thoughts.
exactly. Yeah, I was wondering like why, like when I sit in meditation, only thoughts are coming, you know. So I got a very good clarity that yes, I'm absolutely watching TV, gossiping, all these things. That's what will come in my mind.
Exactly.
I'm not emptying. Yeah, go ahead, continue.
So what happens is over a period of time, you have accumulated enough. Now you started to sit and do meditate. So slowly these thoughts are surfacing and they are going, surfacing, going. You are letting all these thoughts come out from your trash. This trash is emptying. The storage bin is emptying, right? So suddenly you stop doing meditation. One day. What happens? This trash accumulation. Next day you continue to talk. So you now immediately the next day you lost control, you went and you spoke. What happens in that moment is you accumulate much more than what you let go, because you are not aware. Number two, you stopped trashing it out. See, it's like you are trashing the storage bin, right? Every day one bag is going out. Then there is no room for accumulation. There is no room for suffering. There is no room for, that smell and all that, garbage and all that is not there. So you're enjoying life, you're enjoying it. It's coming, going, coming, going, coming. Suddenly you stop emptying the trash. What happens? It starts to accumulate. It starts to stink. It starts to smell. That is exactly what happens when you stop meditation. So they say that if you stop meditation, one day you go back 7 days. Because the impact of you stopping doing meditation, the impact of you not letting the trash out that day has a cascaded impact the following day, which will take you back 7 days.
Why the God has not kept some kind of like monitor to measure, oh, you have accumulated this much of like, oh, you have to clear it up every day.
You can measure the energy though, right? Energy measurements are there, but not the trash part of it. Because see, and the beauty is this accumulation of trash has been going on for long lives, You have like so many past lives we have been doing this same accumulation of trash. And suddenly here we understand this process now. And I'm going to sit in meditation and I'm saying that, why am I not going to deeper? Why am I not getting this? It is not coming to me because there is so much of trash over my lifetimes that I accumulated. I got to give time to let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Every time thought comes, don't get frustrated. Know that this thought is gone. I am free. Have that beautiful feeling in meditation. Every time you get into thought, don't curse it. Oops, I'm in the thought now. I lost 15 minutes of my time. I lost half an hour. Don't do that. Just have that wonderful feeling that this thought, I came to thought, I'm aware now, I got to come back to my breath. This thought is gone forever in my life. In my lifetimes, this thought is not going to come back to me. That feeling is what makes this, work much, much faster. And it works in a miraculous way if you're able to build that feeling. Right. So the start and finish of this process is where things start to come together. The more you start to embrace this reality, the faster the transformation is going to be. I myself is blocking my own progress. I just don't realize that. I just don't know that. I'm thinking that external factors is what is contributing to my progress. External factors have no role in my progress. It is me, my mind. Me as a whole, me is responsible for my own progress. I know how to live the life. I have the knowledge. I have the deeper understanding. I know the practice. I know the technique. I know how long I need to do. I have a place. Every day, I know what times work best. But yet, I miss. So who is responsible for it? I am responsible for it. There is nobody responsible. I am responsible. I found a reason today by saying my sister came, my brother came. I went to my aunt's place. Your mind gave you an excuse and you fall for it. Whose fault is it? It is your fault. So there is no point in blaming anybody. Blame our own self. I'm not saying that you got to curse yourself and all that. I'm saying that have that realization, have that awareness that whenever you are not able to do meditation, it is your own blockage, your own fault. Nobody to blame. And when you want to get into absolute truth, you have to meditate, period. There is no other way. Some path you have to choose, whether it is inquiry, whether it is observation, witnessing, whether you are imagining, whether you are in the instant presence, whatever may be the technique that works for you, meditation, yoga, breath meditation, kriya, whatever that is, you got to find one sadhana that works for you and you got to get stuck with it until you become the master. Okay?
I
That's
have a question, Anilji.
Mhm.
You said like whatever the sadhana that workouts for you. Say for example, I have the habit of going to the gym. Okay. When I am going to the gym, I am like, even with my open eyes, I'm observing whatever the entire day has happened. And then I'm releasing all the thoughts out of that, by doing exercise or something, by staying in silence and practicing body awareness and the mind awareness. After like 1 hour or 2 hours of practicing at the gym, I feel the serotonin get released. Is it the same thing as like the meditation also? Sitting and closing your eyes and observing the breath. What is the difference between, like, for example, doing the kitchen? Okay, I enjoy cooking. I'm giving as an example.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing the cooking with 100% concentration, mind awareness, and then like, I'm going over all the thought that has happened, like all the dramas that has happened for a week or like for like 1 day, like, and every day I'm clearing out, enjoying the cooking by clearing out the, the negative thoughts. So is it the same as like meditation, sitting and closing, breath awareness,
No.
going to the
See,
gym? All these three, these are considered as a sadhana.
They are part of sadhana, but that is not meditation. Meditation is all about your consciousness, right? And then whatever you're doing outside is your awareness, right? See, whatever you just
Consciousness
spoke
is
about.
the awareness, correct? Consciousness is you are conscious of like like going to the gym, every single exercise. Conscious means like I am, say for example, if I'm doing the yoga, I am aware of every single poses. I'm aware of my breath, doing every single poses, and I am watching my thoughts also, the thoughts coming, and then I'm getting back to my breath, and then you get release. Is it not? How do you say it is a difference between meditation and yoga is different?
See, yoga is a big picture, right? In that, meditation is one such thing. Meditation is not the only thing. Meditation is one such thing. Okay, in the yoga, there is hatha yoga, there is kriya yoga, there is raja yoga. There are a lot of different types of yogas, and each yoga has its own practice.
Yeah, I'm not talking about this hatha yoga. I don't know about that. I'm talking about general like Surya Namaskar, like regular, trivial sun salutations or anything like that. They are not the same.
They're not meditation. That is nothing to do with meditation. Surya Namaskaras and all of that come under hatha yoga. It's a body thing. It's a body mind thing. That's it. Meditation is going
body. When I am practicing my moving my body, I'm also focusing on my thoughts too, and I'm observing it. I'm watching my breath also. How can you say that it is not sadhana?
See, it is not about. It is not. See, when you say sadhana, is it truth? Is it for truth you are doing it?
Yeah, for example, Buddha, he did for sadhana for like 6 years. And once he has reached that height of that sadhana, walking, talking, everything is a sadhana for him. He doesn't have to go and sit in one place and do the tapas. Correct. Even those days you mentioned about Satya Yuga, the kings are going, I am tired of this materialistic world. I want to give out everything and go and stay in the forest and get enlightened to figure out who I am. And then they again come back to the kingdom. And then they are not doing the tapas anymore. They are living, helping the society, humanity in whatever possible way. This is they are preaching whatever they have learned in the forest or like whatever it is. They come to the society and teach them. This is what you have to do. This is the causing of the suffering of the humanity. If people like, oh, I lost my son, or if they cry, I'm not able to tolerate it, then this is the advice they give, whatever they practice. Is it not?
So the thing is, madam, I'll give you the Buddha's example, right? Buddha, when he got enlightened, he gave only one sadhana, anapanasati. That's it. He never spoke about any of those 200 or whatever odd sadhanas that he practiced. He never talked about any of them. Once he got enlightened, the only sadhana he gave is anapanasati. That is what we are doing here, breath meditation. That's it. That means this is the only sadhana that's related to truth. Everything else is false. Number one. Number two, when you attain that enlightened state, you no longer differentiate between the entities. Right? At that point, you are serving your own self by serving others. That is their state. That's the enlightened state. I am not there yet. Okay, for me to be talking at that level, I need to be in that state for me to talk to that level. So we can pretend to be a Maharshi, but we cannot. We are not Maharshis yet. All of us are like that, right?
Yeah, I have a question. Say, for example, Buddha has taught this Anapanasati meditation, which is the best, beautiful meditation. But what I say is that there are so many yogis in India. They go and practice. They got some kind of siddhi or whatever it is. And then they go into this samadhi state for like 10 days or like 3 days. They don't talk to anyone. And they come back like completely alive after, 3 days or like 10 days or sometimes like 20 years. And then they form their own kind of organization and forming a guru, and they come up with some blueprint of their own ideas, and they worship that guru alone.
Yeah. But the question that you need to ask is whether that guru or that rishi or yogi, is he related to the truth? Because truth alone can bring you out of these worldly miseries, right? Let alone everything else is only going to drag you more. If I have a siddhi, I'm going to start using the Siddhi. What is going to happen? People are going to flock at my place, asking me to help use the Siddhi for their own benefits. Now, is it suffering or is it coming out of the music? You are getting
The
more
true,
suffering.
a true Siddha Purush will not tell people like go towards Maya, the worldly desires. He is going to advocate, I am ready to give much more bigger than this enlightenment. I am not going to help you for like, oh, you want something, my business is lost, I need some more money, my relationship to be fixed. He's not going to come and give you those kind of, a true guru will never do that.
Exactly. How do you know that? How do you know that he is a true guru without you getting into that state? A yogi can only recognize a yogi. A gnani can only recognize a gnani. How are you to know at your state that the one that you are meeting is a true guru? That's the challenge, right?
But somehow, your heart, your feeling, intuition tells you that this person is something talking genuinely true. Say, for example, you may not be enlightened, or he may be enlightened, or he may not be enlightened. But you are talking something really, really truthful, like, from the heart. The intuition tells you that, yes, you are talking something truth.
Yeah, it might. See, so many of them went to Ramana Maharshi. How many of them have really looked at the knowledge of what he's bringing to the table? Hardly few. Rest of them were flocking around with him to see if he can share his energies, see if he can manifest, right? See if he can help his life to better. Some also went and said, I want to get married. Can you help me get married? Right? It is a state of the sadhaka as to what a true guru will not react. That I can tell you, yes, for sure. He will only respond because he doesn't see the other person. He sees himself in him. So there is nobody to yell, shout, scream, because I don't see you as you. I see you as me. Then where is this question of reaction coming, right? So it's always about accepting, accepting. That is a true guru, the quality of a true guru. But that you will only know when you go through the journey with him, not in one instance.
But
Because
not everybody gets the opportunity to be with the enlightened master in a close, like a brother or sister or family member.
You don't need to have a guru in your life, in your daily life to do that. You have a photo of your, a guru that you believe in. You constantly look into that photo, you will start to realize the energy of the guru is not stuck in a place or time. They are boundless. They are spaceless. They are timeless, right? They go beyond the dimensions. So you cannot say that a real guru has to have body all the time. No, a real guru does not need a body because he got realized when he has a body that he no longer needs a body. That is a real guru. I cannot see that because I look at my body. My view is only with my body. I look at Ramana Maharshi and then say, Ramana Maharshi, he's got a white skin, he's a very thin, he's like, 5 foot 6, 5 feet 6 inches or 8 inches, whatever, right? I kind of put all those things because my view is only that. But a real sadhaka, truth seeker, is not looking for his body, any of it. He's just looking for the knowledge.
Yeah, by gracefully like this, doing this practicing meditation, now I'm not associating myself with the body. I'm not even able to connect with the Patriji, but I'm able, because you are talking to me, I see that you are a truthful person, you are talking truth. So I'm able to relate to you. I feel like you are a great master. So I cannot, if you say like Patriji is a great master, I mean, I'm not going to accept that because I'm not seen him personally.
Exactly. See, you are spot on, right? It is your experience, it is your association, it is your repeated. I'm emphasizing that pattern has to establish for you that yes, this individual is helping me. This individual can pull me out of it. Your guru is the guru. What is your guru? That is very, very important thing. You have to have that utmost inclination towards that individual who is giving you that guidance, and you see him living that. It cannot be somebody guiding you and saying that I'm going to have fun. No, it doesn't work that way.
No, we
He
see
has to
the
be the
truth
living
will
embodiment.
go only to a person who is also practicing the truth. Then only our soul will listen to that other person.
Correct.
The truth will only listen to a truthful person, you know. Otherwise, it is going to question, you know, the lot of questions are going to come. The mind is going to play a game.
Correct. See, the real way to look at it is if you are a real sadhaka of a truth, there is no question to ask. Okay?
Yep.
This is one of the, see, next week we'll talk about the sadhana, the pillars of sadhana. In that, I'll speak about this, right? There is something called antara mauna and bahya mauna. If you are a true master and you are a truth seeker, a real, genuine truth seeker, there is nothing to ask. You just enjoy the consciousness at that state of being in that state. That's it. That's all it is. Nobody needs to talk. Nobody needs to say anything, because you are that already. And you are practicing that. And you met a guru who is already that. So there is nothing to talk between them. It is that silence, that inner silence that speaks to itself.
The reason is that, like, we have been like from the childhood, go to the temple, you know, blindly, you know, oh, there is Lama exists, there is Sita exists, there is Ganesha, you know, Lord Kartikeya, we have to pray Lord Vishnu, you know, we have to pray without even knowing meaning. Oh, chant this Vishnu Sahasranamam, chant this sloka, chant this sloka. You know, our brain is tuned to it.
Correct.
By practicing this meditation, now, like, yes, I'm able to see really the Rama, who he is. Go behind the statue and see who is Vishnu. I can go behind the, I know now my mind is not acting more with the priest who are sitting there, who is for the money and for purposes. They have come for some other purpose. At least they have chosen a path to serve the God. Whether the mind may be wandering for money or something, that doesn't matter. At least they have chosen the path. They want to be closer to the God, chanting the mantra. They are doing something. You know, the depth of understanding is like more and more coming. Like when you are saying like, oh, I have to be with the Patriji, then I have to be again. Why I'm giving the examples of these statues and stuff is like, oh, you guys have the Patriji behind the back, Buddha behind the back. When in fact, Buddha doesn't say like, you build a statue for me. Patriji like put a photograph of me. You know, oh, do I have to pray to Patriji when I'm doing my meditation? Oh, can you help me like that? You know, all these questions like, you know, come. So I want to get clarification. I got the answers.
Okay, good.
Thank you so much.
See, madam, once you get into the path of truth, there is no guru, there is no disciple, there is no above or below. Everyone is companions. We are all sailing in the same state of being. Every one of us is equal. There is no above or below. Once you understand the truth, once you start to practice the truth, you will quickly start to realize that there is this differentiation of worldly affairs is only at the level of mind. Once you transcend beyond mind, once you get into that state of void, the sunya, it all becomes clear. Everything is one. That's it. There is no question of not having the clarity. It will be crystal clear to you. It will be crystal clear, everything.
Yeah, I don't like the concept of like a propaganda of like one guru, you know, because you have association with Patriji, but I don't have association with Patriji. Somehow I have the blockage of because I have been to many organizations. Each one of them, they have their own guru, and then they follow that. You know?
No. See, you have to learn about Patriji then. It seems like you don't know. Patriji never accepted himself as a guru. Patriji never calls himself a guru. Patriji never.
Yeah, but the people around him, like you guys are like, whoever I'm talking.
It is the agnanam of that individual that he is accepting him as his guru, right? When When it is, the truth is Aham Brahmasmi, the truth is Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, then where is the question of one person above the other? He attained the enlightened state ahead of you. That is his state.
Okay.
Now, why you are looking for him is because you also want to get that enlightenment. You're looking, he is your Margadarshi. Margadarshi. He is the torch bearer for you. There has to be a torch bearer, right, for every one of us who is walk the path, and you are walking the same path. So you're looking ahead and seeing that how he lived his life. If I live the similar way, I am able to do it. It's a Margadarshi. And that Margadarshi is what we call Guru, because he has created that path. You know what I mean?
I am
It is
only
not
seeing
about your, yeah.
I am only seeing the path that he has created.
That's
I
it.
don't even know what is enlightenment about. So unless he showed me, he has given some prescriptions like a doctor. So I'm going to follow the prescription, take the medication, and then
That's
see whether it is going to work out or not. So I'm
That's
not even going to worry about what is enlightenment or anything.
You
So
don't
I'm
need
just
to.
going to follow the recipe of whatever he is
That's it.
advising
That's
to
it.
do.
Same thing Buddha, same thing Ramana Maharshi, same thing any master, any enlightened master who has given the guidance and direction, they are not asking that you come and fall on my feet. All they are saying is you follow this, you become, you listen to my words, right? Don't come and hold me. Don't come and say that I need you. Don't come and ask me questions. Don't bother me. You live your life. Enlightened master never cares for people, crowd, and all that. So if you start to go back and study about enlightenment, then you will understand what I'm saying, right? You have to study some of these masters, how they lived their life, why they were so against the worldly affairs, why they never encouraged, people to come and fall on their feet, why, Patriji never talks about his own siddhis. Why does, he has like so many siddhis, right? He could have easily done and did Maya to bring people, attract people, make money. They are not in this business. They are in the business of giving peace, happiness, and enlightenment to the every individual who believes in the truth. That's it. He wants the truth seekers.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Good discussion. So we'll start the meditation. We'll do it for half an hour or so. So let's sit comfortably. This is a very important. Today you will, because of the wisdom that you have, today meditation will work excellent. So close your eyes, take off your glasses, close your eyes, sit very comfortably, and bring your attention to your normal, natural breath. Remember, when you are sitting for meditation, you have to have that good feeling. It's like, I'm tired, I don't want, you don't want that kind of energies before you sit meditation. You want to be, yes, I want to have an absolute time. I'm sitting for meditation. Let my meditation happen on its own. Meditation is all about happening. It's not doing. So slowly close your eyes, bring your attention to your normal, natural, soft, tender, beautiful, and wonderful breath. This breath is such a beauty that it can take you anywhere, from the lowest of the lowest to the highest of the highest. The breath consciousness is pure. It's eternal. It's like a miracle that's come our way. The life starts with the breath. The life ends with the breath. So without the breath, nothing happens in our life. The closest companion to any one of us is our breath. It is only through this breath I survive. I can get to the truth. I know who I am. Everything happens through this breath. So bring breath into our lives. Let the breathing happen on its own. Just witness it. Witness it. Witness and enjoy. Let the thoughts come. Just cut the thought. Come back to your breath. Have the feeling that this thought is gone forever. I'm so lucky. Be with your breath. Be with your breath. Be with your breath. Last 2 minutes, masters. Last 2 minutes. Last 1 minute. Last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Please slowly take your hands, put it on your eyes, and gently, whenever you're ready, slowly open your eyes and look at your palms. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, masters. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity. Let's all thank the masters, universe, and the energies we received today. Thank you. Thank you. Good discussion today. Nice topic. Any questions or you would like to share experience, please go ahead. If no further questions, then we'll call it a night. We'll see you all next week for yet another interesting topic on truth. Right? Thank you, masters. A wonderful evening. Take care. Bye-bye. Good night. Good morning, India.